You know, there's something about indie games that just hits differently. Maybe it's their ability to take risks, to explore ideas that big studios wouldn't dare touch. And in February 2025, we've got 5 or more indie gems that do just that. Surreal adventures and atmospheres that keep you engaged from start to finish. Some horror games offer experiences only this genre can provide. Let's jump scare in. But before we continue, quick shout out to Green Man Gaming. If you're looking for great deals on PC games, Green Man Gaming has some of the best prices out there. Whether it's big 8AA titles or hidden indie gems, you'll find discounts that put other stores to shame. Plus, by using my link in the description, you're not just saving money, you're also supporting the channel, so check it out. First up, we've got Crow Country, a game that's already quite popular. Video Game Donkey even called it one of the best of 2024.
This year was like an all-you-can-eat buffet of good video games, except I already had a bigger lunch.
And you know what? He isn't wrong. Set in the overgrown remains of a theme park in 1990s Georgia, Crow Country is a love letter to the golden age of survival horror. You play as Elaine Marshall, better known by her false name, Agent Mara Forrest. She's been infected by a guest while on a visit to the titular theme park with her family. She was then sent to the hospital and stayed there for 2 years before escaping and setting out to find park owner Edward Crow, who went missing a few years back. While investigating the park, she finds out that it's hiding more than just broken down rides. From the moment she steps into this world, you can feel the weight of the past, the creak of rusted gates, the whisper of something just out of sight. It's haunting, but it's not in your face. This game builds tension like it's an art form. What makes it stand out is its use of 1990s art style. It's nostalgic, sure, but it's also intentional. The way the camera frames each scene, it's like you're being guided into a trap. And you know it, but you can't stop it. And let me tell you, there's some really twisted stuff waiting for you in those shadows. Every puzzle you solve feels like peeling back a layer of the park's dark history, and they are pretty hard, which is a quality we lost along the years in games like Resident Evil or recently in Dragon Age Veilguard. The puzzles are so stupidly easy most of the times it just feels like an annoyance. It's not just the atmosphere or the puzzles that hooked me. It's how this game respects the genre it's inspired by while still doing its own thing. If you've ever loved Resident Evil or survival horror in general, you owe it to yourself to try this one. It's like stepping into a nightmare you don't want to wake up from. If you played Resident Evil 1 and was left wishing for more, this is it. Now, listen up. I was going to include mouthwashing in the list. I know most people praise it as an amazing game, and most of us who haven't played look at this image and think, oh, this must be the monster that chases us or some sort of main character. No. Mouthwashing is a game about who we really are in our worst moments. Not exactly, more like a game that induces depression. And I don't like that. As a person that has gone through that, I do not appreciate it. I didn't finish the game. It was too much forced, unnecessary, out of context, out of nowhere free gore for me. And unless the ending is very, very nice, I do not like the message the game tries to pass, and I barely understood it. I know if I am to not recommend a game, we usually need to make a 30 minutes video talking about every reason for it. But whatever. The beginning is cool, the art style is really nice. I like how it works. But then there's this.
Okay.
I feel like it's the same situation with Soma, a game everyone recommends. And I hate it because the ending of that game is horrible. We fight through the whole game, and at the end, we pretty much fail, and that's it. Sounds pretty romantic and perfect for heavily inspired reviews. That is, until the credits roll and you realize there's no more game. The story ends there. It leaves a sour taste in the mouth, like an incomplete story. I understand how some people might be in the mood for something like this, and how most people just go with the flow. Everyone says this game is great. I better have that opinion as well. Besides, mouthwashing is barely a horror game. The story is interesting up until the point where everyone is dead and we are chopping someone's leg for absolutely no reason. That's where I draw the line. Fortunately for you and me, I played it before putting it in the video. Now, instead, let's talk about a game I did not expect to be on this list. MISIDE. And don't worry, this one has extremely positive reviews as well. Playing MISIDE reminded me of the first time I played Doki Doki Literature Club. That creeping realization that the game is so much more than it appears to be. But where DDLC leaned heavily on its narrative twists, MISIDE gives you the reins to explore its unsettling world yourself. It's a masterclass in psychological horror and a testament to what indie developers can achieve when they pour their hearts into a project. I remember when I played Doki Doki Literature Club back in 2017. I went in blind. I had no idea.
Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you.
Doki Doki is a game I only played once because I'm not brave enough to face it again, and because I don't want to ruin the memory I have of it. Also, I know you're now curious about playing Doki Doki, but please, if you're going through a really hard time, save it for later. Promise me you will take care of yourself. Or a great option is to watch someone else play it. A classic.
I never quite realized how beautiful this world is.
It also brings me back to Nier Automata. Its music is something that makes my eyes wet and my body shiver. Every single time. It takes me to a special place in my mind. It's like traveling back in time, to a time I don't want to go back, but also don't want to forget, because it made me who I am. I'm still not ready to rewrite the memories I made with these two games. They hold a dear place in my heart because they made me feel, and still do, like no other game did. Nier Automata and Doki Doki share the power to evoke strong emotions in us. These games manage to create strong bonds between the player and the characters, just so that they can explore this feeling. In MISIDE, I have a feeling it's gonna be different, more uplifting, but still cute and romantic while still inducing fear and tension. It's amazing. Next up, we've got the Upturned Inn. I absolutely adore this one. A game that's as funny as it is unsettling. If you've watched InSim's hilarious playthrough, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
There it is. What is up there? I want to go. Excuse me, it's upside down world? What? Holy shit! It's the best.
And yes, this comes from Zeekers, the same mind behind Lethal Company and its steals. Imagine walking into a seemingly normal inn, only to realize the rules of reality don't apply here. Gravity flips, hallways twist, and nothing is what it seems. The Upturned Inn is a mix of whimsy, chaos, and suspense. It's amazing from start to finish. If you've played Lethal Company or It Steals, you'll recognize Zeekers' signature style, blending humor and horror in a way that somehow works perfectly. The game's quirky characters are hilariously unsettling, the puzzles are clever, and the art style is this bizarre mix of cartoonish charm and eerie surrealism. And then there's the narrative. Every strange interaction hints at a deeper mystery about the inn and its otherworldly nature. The place feels alive, like it's playing a game with you. What I love about the Upturned Inn is how it doesn't take itself too seriously, but still manages to deliver moments of genuine suspense. Watching InSim play, it was a blast, And the game itself is a perfect example of how Zeekers can balance humor and tension so seamlessly. If you liked its other games, this one is a no-brainer.
Did you try to eat it? The lesson is obvious, Mr. Sim. Don't put things in your mouth just because they're named after delicious dinner. I didn't eat the radio.
Doesn't it sound like... not quite Silent Hill, but this definitely gave me Silent Hill vibes.
Next, we've got Hollowbody. This one is very unique. Somehow this game mixes a cyberpunk city with Silent Hill atmosphere and Resident Evil gameplay very well. Last time I've seen something so intriguing to me was Signalis. There's something unsettling about abandoned places. The silence, the stillness, like the world forgot they existed. But in Hollowbody, you weren't just forgotten, you were left behind. Alone in a decaying city swallowed by darkness, you scavenge for a way out. But the deeper you go, the more it feels like something is watching, waiting. The flicker of a dying street lamp, the distant hum of something mechanical, the feeling that you're never truly alone. Hollowbody isn't just a survival horror game. It's an experience, a descent into a world that feels cold, broken, and just real enough to get under your skin. Every step is a risk. Every shadow holds a question. And when you finally realize what's lurking in the ruins, it's already too late. Welcome to Hollowbody. Try to make it out. The sound design is worth calling out here. It's a character in itself. The creaks, every distant sound, it keeps me on edge. And the visuals? Man, it's retro in the best way. It feels like you're playing a lost game from the PS2 era, but with modern polish where it counts. The game is also surprisingly complete, with unlockables and new Game Plus modes. The voice acting is amazing. The puzzles are original and well thought out. The game has some backtracking and multiple endings, and the devs seem to be very nice. If you've been craving that classic survival horror experience but want something new, it's Hollowbody. It's simple, it's creepy, and it knows exactly how to keep me hooked. And finally, an absolute classic.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Papa, and I can't believe I'm doing this. We're playing some Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yeah, I know, it's old, it's well known. But let me ask you this, have you actually played Amnesia: The Dark Descent? Because if you haven't, you're missing out on one of the best horror experiences ever made. You wake up in a dark castle with no memory of how you got there. But the execution? That's where this game shines. Amnesia doesn't just scare you, it breaks you. You're constantly trying to balance your sanity, both in-game and real life, while solving puzzles and avoiding the things lurking in the dark. Amnesia uses sound and lighting, or the lack of it. You'll hear things moving in the distance, but when you turn to look, there's nothing there. And yet, you know you're not alone. This is the kind of game that reminds you why horror is such a powerful genre. If you've never experienced it, do yourself a favor and play it.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Amnesia custom story, Abduction! Wait, who's that handsome guy up in the corner? It's me! Yeah, finally got my webcam.
It's a masterpiece that has skyrocketed some of the most classic YouTube channels we have.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Amnesia: The Dark Descent, we're back, baby!
There you have it. 5 indie games that offer something truly unique for you to play in January. Which one are you most excited to try? I'm basically following this list, except for Upturned because I already watched it whole, but just got Amnesia on sale for a great price. Give that like button a scare and scream at the subscribe until it turns gray. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye, guys. Have a good one.